Good morning. It's the afternoon, but it's fine. How are we all doing? Welcome to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Unplugged. Bibby's got a volume control screen on his face. Nice. Let's get rid of that. Get away. Go. There we go. There we go. How's things, Bib?
Yes. Good morning. Yeah. No, afternoon. Just making sure, keeping you on your toes.
Nice. Testing. I like it. If you're in the chat, please do feel free to get involved. It's Friday. It's almost the weekend. But, before you start to chill out, let's just have a conversation. How are we all doing? Let's have a little bit of a chat. Let's talk video games. Let us know how you're feeling. Let us know what your thoughts are on the stories that we will be covering on the show today. If you don't know who we are, my name is Graham. Hey, how are you doing? This is Bibby. We are Ice Cream Uploads, and in true, I can't even say the name, Ice Cream Uploads, nice. And in true ice cream fashion, true ice cream fashion, this is The Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast. Even if we do say so ourselves, over the next hour or so, we are going to go through the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games. And we have some pretty tasty stories, actually, this morning. Some good stories. So do feel free to stick around for those. Anyway, we will give you our thoughts and impressions on those stories. We want your thoughts and impressions too. We also want your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. So if you're in the chat, please do feel free to get involved. We go live on Twitch. It's an ish today. We go live on Twitch at 10 a.m. ish. Yeah, exactly. Stretch it out. Give it a big old stretch today. It's an ish. We go live at 10 a.m. ish on Twitch each and every single weekday, Monday to Friday, twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. We do the live stream, which we then turn into a podcast, a video that goes on YouTube, and an audio podcast that goes on iTunes and Spotify and SoundCloud and Google Play. So there is a ton of people. Do you know what? I'm going to stop. I'm going to go off script for a little bit now. And when I say there is a ton of people that listen to this show, there is a fuck ton of people that listen to this show on demand, that watch this people live on Twitch, that watch the video on YouTube. You may or may not have seen it, but yesterday we tweeted out, we posted on all of our social media, that The Scoop, which is nearly 500 episodes deep now, over 2 years of content we've been bringing you The Scoop, on average, 5 times a week. We have just surpassed 100,000 plays, listens, downloads, all of that, like literally 100,000 plays, 100,000 downloads, 100,000 listens. That number is astronomical. Imagine any football match you have ever been to. That stadium that you've been in, the biggest, most occupied stadium that you've been in, probably wouldn't be able to compete with the number of people that listen to The Scoop. That is madness. That is ridiculous.
Right, it's genuinely outrageous. Like I never thought we'd even get close to this. I mean, if we're talking about strict numbers, it's actually over 105,000 at this moment in time.
But that didn't look nice on an asset, so we just...
Exactly. But the extra 5,000 count because, like you said, even the biggest football ground, I think, in the world at this point, can't hold how many people have listened to this podcast and are continuing. That's the most important thing. It's not as if it's fallen off a cliff. It's the fact that the trajectory has started at 0 and the projection has been going all the way up. It hasn't even had a dip. That's how many people are listening to this podcast. More and more people are listening to it rather than it's the same people all the time. More people are. Obviously not, maybe not in the morning when we join in, but we're obviously eternally grateful for the people who do join us every single morning because you obviously make this show, which is why we do it live. But in terms of people away around the world, like I mentioned about America, they seem to absolutely adore this podcast. I don't know why, because it's the UK's #1 video game podcast, even if we do so ourselves.
It's all the Americans just trying to teach themselves English. And when I say English, I don't mean the Queen's English. I mean whatever form of English me and Bibby speak between us. No, actually, they're Americans are Yanks. I'm from Yorkshire. Bibby's a Manx, so we're Yanks. We're English Yanks. That's what it is. There you go.
That absolutely works.
So there you go. Yanks. It's like game knows game. Yank knows yank. That's what it is. Let's go. Let's go, America. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
But seriously, I know, obviously, I kind of stole Bibby's thunder for those that were around at like 12 o'clock on Wednesday night, and I did tease and say, we will be sharing a milestone. Everyone, if you see it, make sure you share it, because you should as people, let alone content creators, share your achievements. Be proud of what you do, and you'll see who the real people are around you, because those people will help support you. They will share your messages. They will high five you, and not only for yourself, but it helps you know where people stand around you. But yeah, genuinely, do share your goals, because it's good to be proud of your achievements. We started out as a podcast for ourselves to be a creative outlet, an outlet, should I say. We then decided to push that through lockdown and try build it into just something with a bit more substance. We've now got to the point where 100,000 plays, downloads, listens of our content has happened, which is madness. So yeah, everyone that has listened, tuned in, lurked, viewed on Twitch, listened on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, YouTube, or Twitch, you're absolutely incredible. Genuinely, that is ridiculous. Never did I expect. I mean, obviously, you've got everyone has pipe dreams. We're going to be bigger than Ninja and Dr. Disrespect. Yeah, no one ever believes that. You'd like to be, do you know what? I'd like this content creation stuff to be something that we can do seriously. I want to get to the point where we can do some nice community activations. We can do bits where we give back to a community. We can do events that people care about enough that they would actually want to turn up to it in person. We can make merch that people would actually want to represent and be part of a collective together. I mean, we're already ticking off a bunch of those bits already. People want our merch, which is exceptional, because we can rep together. We could roll together. We could all walk down the streets with our, not yet, but with our ICU blackout hats and our esports jerseys. Like, yeah, baby. But yeah, for sure not. But it's ridiculous. Literally, anyone that spotted the show over the last. Okay, I was about to say over the last few months and led us to 157 sub points, 156-ish subscribers or whatever it is on Twitch. But we're past that, because last night Nietzsche gifted another 5 subs, so we're up to 161 subscribers, which is a new record for our subscriber goal. Yeah, so do you know what? You people are ridiculous. Thank you very much for your support.
Outrageous.
Speaking of you ridiculously supportive people, Gagad is in the chat, says good afternoon, gents. Tito's here with a good morning. Tezbad says, can I link a PS5 vid to you, please? Feel free. Drop the link in the chat, Tezbad. Gagad says, 2.5 hours of work left this week, and one of those is my lunch hour. Nice. Then the out of office goes on for a week. What are you doing your week off? Are you putting the feet up? Are you going anywhere? Are you just enjoying the time? What are you doing, Gagad? Little Mama, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome into the stream. How is your Friday going? Thank you for the follow. We appreciate you. Fatman Dave says, I'm on here because they took Jeremy Kyle off the telly and I don't like watching Holmes under the Hammer. We'll take it. We will take it. We will take it. I mean, we're not going to let the fame, breathes on nails, wipes on his jacket, of 100,000 podcast listens go to our head. At the moment, we'll take anything. No Jeremy Kyle? If we're better than Jeremy Kyle or / replacement of Jeremy Kyle, then we'll take it. We'll build off of that. That's fine. It's about the new PS5 lighter. It's a YouTube video. Let me see.
Might be something that I might be better off going into the Discord.
Yeah, it's a 30-minute video, so I'll look at that one off stream. I'll see what that one is off stream, because we have a bunch of stories already today. We're already with 5 stories. So I mean, this week we've been struggling to get past 2 stories in the hour that we have. So 5 stories in a 30-minute video, it's not going to happen. So, but we'll have a look. If you're in the Discord as well, do feel free to share that in the Discord. Gagat says, driving to Sky with the missus for a few days of no PC and no grandkids and no ice cream upload streams.
Feels bad, man.
Well, you're not winning the scoop this month again. The loot drop this month again. Which brings me nicely back into the end of the intro spiel. Obviously, I do mention that a lot of people do watch this stream on demand, as well as live on Twitch. So if you are on YouTube, hey, a lot of people do listen to this stream. If you're on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, we love you people. But do you know what? It's not just about on demand. It's great that we do have the on demand services, but the stream, the conversation happens live on Twitch. So if you are on Twitch, do get involved. We do want your conversation over the next hour or so, because 100,000 people have listened to this show. We need your thoughts and impressions. Before we do jump into the show, let me give you a couple of reminders. !! Loot drop won't do anything right now because I had to restart my PC this morning. But it will do in just a second. I'm loading up the chatbot. You may have just heard the bling noise then. That is chatbot coming back to life. Well, exclamation mark loot drop in the chat will tell you about how subscribers get prizes. We are closing in on the end of the month. Not Monday coming, but the Monday after. One person will bag themselves a copy of Call of Duty Vanguard at our expense. Well, not. We're getting it gifted to us by people in the industry. Thank you very much. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
So we will give you a copy of Call of Duty Vanguard just for being a subscriber. All you need to do is be a subscriber and be in our Discord. If you're a sub and in the Discord, make sure your accounts are linked and you can get yourself a prize every month, or at least be in the chance to win a prize every month, like Gagad is, and keeps making sure other people are, as does Nietzsche, who is there in the chat. Shout out to Nietzsche, who is now, because he's ridiculously generous, and with those 5 gifted subs, extended his lead now. He is the all-time gifted sub leader on the channel. We don't try to make a song and dance out of that, because we don't want to feel people that they have to like gift subs. It's not a thing. You don't have to do that, but we massively appreciate those that do. So, GG's Nietzsche. Well, hello there.
Legend.
How are you doing? How are you doing? As well as the loot drop, let me shout out as well, insert coin. Mainly because I'm wearing a jacket that I've not worn for like 2 years-ish, and there's one hanging up behind me that I've not worn for about the same amount of time. This is the Metal Gear Solid 5 Diamond Dogs 84 insert coin varsity jacket, and that there is the player. The 20th anniversary PlayStation jacket, both from Insert Coin. You can't buy these, sadly. These were limited runs, and they are now out of stock. That is what happens with Insert Coin. Exclamation mark Insert Coin will tell you who they are, what they do, and where they stream on Twitch. We stream on Insert Coin's channel. We are part of the Coin Army, so we get to stream over on Insert Coin's channel. They provide us with beautiful assets and artwork for their socials, as well as beautiful pieces of clothing to wear on stream. Look at this jacket I'm wearing. Look at that hoodie that Bibby's wearing right there. That RPD Resident Evil one. That's Insert Coin too. So if you want some of the best merchandise from video games, make sure you check out Insert Coin. And if you want to get anything, do you know what? Don't tell everyone. But if you use the code ICU21 at the checkout, you'll save 20%. Just saying. All through 2021, you can use that. Yeah. Only use it once, though. You only get it once. So if you want to buy stuff, make sure you throw everything and get 20% off once. Nice. Shh. Don't tell anyone. Or just type Insert Coin in the chat. Exclamation mark Insert Coin, and you'll get there. Reminded. Nice. But yeah, there you go. Should be to the split screen. Where did we get to? I've got Twitch on my phone, says Gagad. You love to see it. You love to see it. You love to see it. But feel free to take a break from us. We know we can be a little bit like intense, too much at times. So feel free to just sack us off. Tito says, I'm not celebrating Nietzsche, diversifying my chances of winning a copy of COD. I don't even want Kappa. Oh, I'm not celebrating that comment, Tito, because you used Kappa, not Bibby Kappa. We've got a Bibby Kappa remote now, Tito. Get it fixed. Honestly. Honestly. God. You're never going to win a loot drop with attitudes like that, are you? It's not fixed. We keep joking, but it's not. Nietzsche says, last night's subs were basically because Bibby managed to score in pro clubs. I thought it was more than safe.
I scored 4 goals last night in 4 games. I was on top of the world.
Easy, Tiger. Easy. Oh, you love to see it. We'll call him Bibrahimovic. There we go.
From left wing.
There we go, Tito. Okay, he's used the Bibby Kappa. It's fine. I'm on my phone. Don't judge me. I know it's frustrating as feck. I keep having this conversation. Like, I understand that whatever channel you're in, their remotes go to the top because that makes sense. If you're a sub, you want to interact using their remotes. But you also want to use the emotes of a channel that speaks for you. Because we are Ice Cream Uploads, we want to use our remotes, but we're sub to quite a few channels, and it's probably like the 10th one down, so you just end up scroll. Boop, there we go, Kappa Bib. Oh, wait, the conversation's moved on? Nice. More like Bibby. Like Bibby. Bibby. That's just how I imagine Gagad says it. I've never actually heard Gagad's voice, but, you know, he's the first Scottish person that I've seen in the chat. So, Bibby, great, Fandabi, dozy. That's how all Scottish people don't sound, by the way. Tastes bad, says Steve Rusty. Oh, speaking of that, by the way, we have added even more emotes into the chat. Sadly, this is not something that you get for being a sub. This is only something that you do get for bitties and things like that. But we now have extra emotes in. There is this, which is Bibby hasn't even seen these, by the way. So exclusives for Bibby. We got them designed yesterday, so I put them in yesterday. There's that, which is the Ice Up Hero. That's for anyone that's thrown 1,000 bits on the channel. If you donate 1,000 bits, you get access to the Ice Up Hero emote. You don't have to do any bits. You don't need to have these emotes. These are just something because people have donated already. There's already people that should have had that emote. We decided to put some in. So 1,000 bits gets you the Ice Up Hero emote, as well as that. I think it's the next one. I think is this. So I think it's like 5,000 bits gets you the GG, the golden GG, because bits, money, gold, and then as well as that, I think it's 10,000 gets you the golden Stay Frosty. Stay Frosty. So you don't even try. If you're not bothered about them, just don't even try to get them. We're not going to push them as something that you need to get. They are just there because some people have already unlocked those. And the fact that they've donated to the channel and don't have access to those bits, we thought, okay, well, that's a bit shit because people have donated and don't have emotes. We kind of want to fill the gap so people have something to show for the money that they've spent. So don't feel like you need to do bitty donations. But if you do, there you go. You got something for it. Nice. Okay. So we're not going to make a song and dance like that because we don't want people to think that they need to start spending bitties to be here. They are there, but we won't push it. So yeah, thank you very much. Anyway, though, today's bits, not bits, from bits to other bits of news. Today's news is actually pretty spicy. I am a massive Uncharted fan. If you're new into this channel and you've only seen me while I've been in this stream setup, I used to have a unit behind me there that Bibby used to sit on for some reason. I don't know why. You just felt like the need for it. The OGs will remember that. Bibby sat there with an elf costume, sat on the shelf behind me. Hey, let's go, Bib. But yes, that used to be covered in Uncharted memorabilia. It's not there anymore because obviously the stream setup redecorated and I put some of my stuff away into storage. But a big Uncharted fan. We put Bibby into storage. It doesn't sit on my shelf anymore. God damn it.
I was thinking because the trailer came out yesterday, you got rid of it all because you was that disappointed. You're just like, fuck this, I don't like Uncharted anymore.
Well, it's funny you say that, Bib, because the Uncharted movie trailer came out yesterday. This is the movie that stars Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. The Uncharted movie has been in production for, the Ice Cream Uploads Scoop has been around for a couple of years, and the Uncharted movie has been in production for like 10 times that amount of time. So much so that Mark Wahlberg has aged out of being Nathan Drake into being Sulley, the older character in the game. Anyway, the trailer came out yesterday. There has been mixed reactions on that. We will play the trailer on stream without audio because it has DMCA-able music in it. We will then go on through other stories. So from one trailer to another, PUBG's new state trailer reveals a November launch. So if you're a fan of PUBG and you're a fan of mobile games, well, then there's some stuff for you, as PUBG New State is PUBG's new mobile game. It does actually look pretty good, and I'm not even a mobile gamer. But we have a trailer. We'll go through that. We'll then jump into the story that we shelved from yesterday, but Enix also shared in our Discord last night too, so it's definitely something we were coming back to anyway, but as soon as you guys want to talk about it, we'll definitely talk about it. It's the fact that there is a patented PlayStation feature which allows players to pay to kick other players from the games. So let's say you're in a battle royale and someone's melting people, and you think, oh, fuck me, that we've got Babino guys looking tasty in the kill feed. He's killed about nine people already. Just drop a $5, kick Bibby out the game. Job's a good one. Anyway, we will have a look at that. It just sounds baffling. I haven't read the article, so I don't know how that works. We'll go through that one together. And then finally, we'll have an update on the Activision lawsuit, DFEH harassment allegation stuff. We have an update on that from VG247. And we'll wrap things up with a nice, friendly Free Game Friday reminder. Nice. So, Bib, have you played the Uncharted games?
Just one. The one that was on Golden Abyss, I think it was, on the Vita.
Good game. It's actually
I enjoyed it.
Really good game for the Vita. Well, would you watch an Uncharted film?
I'll be open to watching an Uncharted film, yes.
Okay, well, that's good. I kind of knew that was going to be the answer, but it's fine. That's good because we have an Uncharted film, as you can see on screen. Matt Wales at Eurogamer. You've probably heard this before. We've showed you the trailers. We've showed you the teaser assets. We've showed you bits from Naughty Dog. We've showed you bits from Tom Holland, Matt Wahlberg, and stuff on social media before. We now have moving images for the first time ever. I'm going to hit play on this trailer whilst I talk through this. As mentioned, I'm going to mute the trailer because it has a soundtrack in it that we don't want to give us DMCA strikes. Anyway, Matt Wales at Eurogamer has the story. Watch Tom Holland fall out of a cargo plane in Uncharted movie trailer leak. There is an original story and an update, so I'll go down to the original story and then we'll go through the update. I'll try to keep the video on screen. Original story, 20th of the 10th, 2021. It's been a long journey for Sony's Uncharted movie, but now, well over a decade after its original announcement, a total of 7 directors later, the first teaser trailer featuring Tom Holland's Nathan Drake is here, albeit in leaked form. The freshly leaked trailer, which has surfaced online ahead of a rumoured official reveal tomorrow, the 21st of October, has been popping up across the internet throughout the day, with Sony's lawyers fighting a losing battle of whack-a-mole in a bid to take it down. It's a swift and ugly bit of footage in a current form, which is a garish off-screen shaky cam recording, but it does offer you, if you squint a bit, our first look at Tom Holland's young Nathan Drake in action. Let me hit pause on the trailer just in case anyone is watching that. I'm just going to scroll down. So there is the tweet. It features an off-screen recording of the video that I've just been playing further up. And notably, for those wondering how much the movie might borrow from Naughty Dog's acclaimed video series, the trailer heavily features a sequence clearly inspired by one of Uncharted 3's most memorable set pieces, in which Drake is ejected from the back of a cargo plane and attempts to scramble to safety as its innards are slowly expelled. Elsewhere, there's the briefest look at Mark Wahlberg as Victor Sullivan. Wahlberg was, you might recall, originally cast in the role of Drake when the Uncharted movie was first announced, plus a joke about a Scottish accent. We've already had one of those on the stream today, so we can't play that one. Sorry, Gagad. Too much Scottish for my liking. The whole thing ends with reconfirmation that the Uncharted movie will, following its COVID-related delay into next year, be opening exclusively in cinemas on the 18th of February 2022. Okay, I'll hit play on the trailer again and then jump back into the update. So, update from the 21st of the 10th, 2021. Following yesterday's wobbly cam snatch of leaked Uncharted movie footage, Sony has dropped a considerably shinier full-length trailer showcasing around 2.5 minutes of Tom Holland's young Nathan Drake in action. And it's not just airplane mishaps and jokes about Scottish accents. We get some globe-trotting, plotting, some treasure hunting, rooftop running, more of that cargo plane sequence, and a lot more Mark Wahlberg as Sulley. And a very dapper Antonio Banderas makes an appearance too. The trailer also gives a UK release date for the Uncharted movie, which is now confirmed to be arriving in cinemas here on the 11th of February 2022. I'll keep this on screen as it just wraps up. It's just about finished anyway. We've got 30 seconds-ish of this. This bit on screen now is the Scottish accent bit. Okay, I'll get spoilers if you want to watch it through for yourself in full. Feel free to go do that. I will play this now for the Scottish accent bit, just so you can see what we're on about.
Oh my God!
I shouldn't have come out to play with the big boys, Ian, because you're about to get a proper Scottish welcome.
What?
There you go. You get the idea. Okay, Bib. Let me ask you 2 separate questions.
Okay, go for it.
Not as an Uncharted trailer, as a movie trailer, did you like the look of this?
Yes and no. I mean, if I separate what I know, as I said, I'm not a massive Uncharted fan. I don't know the ins and outs of that world, but I always thought Uncharted was just like this is going to piss people off, and probably you to a certain extent. It always you put both of them together, and it kind of looks like an Indiana Jones type game. Let's be honest. And then obviously there was an Indiana Jones game that come out, but I did see someone yesterday tweet that imagine having a game based on Indiana Jones that isn't Indiana Jones, but then gets made into a movie that's meant to emulate something like Indiana Jones, but achieving absolutely nothing. I saw that yesterday. I was like, that's exactly what I thought about this. Like, as a film, away from everything, it looks okay. I mean, I love Mark Wahlberg. I love Tom Holland. I would definitely probably watch it just for the sake of watching them two on set together, regardless of who they are trying to portray and the thing that it's around. But yeah, they're like jumping from crates onto planes and stuff like that. Instantly just thinks, nope, this is like Fast and Furious. Like, it's just too far-fetched for me.
Well, the second question I would have asked is, how does that look as an Uncharted movie trailer? Do you have enough of an Uncharted grounding to be able to answer that question? What are your thoughts?
No. Like, I don't know the lore or anything about it. So, again, I played Golden Abyss. I don't even know where that sits in the Uncharted timeline. Genuinely, it could have been the middle, something that's a complete spin-off. Like, I genuinely have no idea where it sits. So the things that people are seeing in the trailer that they've seen in the games before that they're trying to emulate means nothing to me.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Well, I would say I like the look of the trailer as a movie trailer. I mean, I like stupid Fast and the Furious stuff. Just this week, we were talking about Fast and the Furious and Bibi not liking them and me liking them. So if we're talking about stupid Fast and the Furious scenes, then yes, I will take it. I do like the look of the film as a film. I do kind of like the look of the film as an Uncharted film. And that's where my internal conflict, I like the look of this film. I showed it to Danielle and we were both excited about watching this film. For those that may have missed it, when I played through the Uncharted series, I played through it all. I started the first Uncharted back on PS3 or whatever it was that it came out on PS2. I can't remember. And my PlayStation shit the bed. So I was like, nope, fuck that. I'm not going back through and kept replaying those 8 hours again. It's not my fault. No. And then the Nathan Drake collection. So I thought, go on then, let's give it a go. Happy that I did because it's playing through video game cinema. It's exceptional. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Played through it with Danielle. So we were both excited watching the film, both really excited to see the film. It's the way I would describe it is, if The Witcher is a really good recreation of, like The Witcher Netflix, sorry, is a really good recreation of the Witcher universe in a visual format. And we were hoping to see The Last of Us TV series being a really good Last of Us recreation in TV format. This isn't quite that. It's...
Did you watch The Witcher?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Right, okay.
Like in terms of, I thought The Witcher was very good. And for those that have played through the Witcher games, I haven't played the Witcher games, but those that have played it have said it's a good take on the story put into a televisual format kind of thing. I don't know. I just thought it was a great TV series. And I can see this being a great film, potentially, but it's very much kind of how cinema used to treat video games in the past. Whilst it will be a great film, whilst it's probably going to be a good Tom Holland, like, sort of buddy adventure film, with obviously Tom Holland, Mark Wahlberg buddy adventure film, it's not necessarily Uncharted. And I kind of like the idea that they went for. So for those that haven't played it, I did see a lot of people that didn't get it at all in the comments and missed quite a lot of stuff. If you go through the comments, they're like, Tom Holland is too young to be Nathan Drake. You need Nathan Fillion or someone like that being Nathan Drake. And it's like, I get what you're saying, but you've missed the point. Tom Holland is supposed to be young Nathan Drake. Which Uncharted, Mr. T's put a few comments in the chat. Good morning, Mr. T.
Morning.
Which Uncharted was it where you get to play as young Drake? Is that 4? Or is that 3? I can't quite remember. And it gives you a bit about the backstory of how he knows Sulley and stuff like that. And you're thinking, okay, well, that I understand what is. So we're playing young Drake, and so Tom Holland being young Drake. And I thought, I don't mind this because there's multiple benefits for that. Nathan Fillion playing Nathan Drake now. Nathan Fillion he's got to be 55-ish, something like 60-ish. So you'll get a good film or two out of him, but he won't. It's Uncharted 3 at the start. There you go. That's the downside of playing them all back to back. They all kind of merge into like one marathon Uncharted kind of thing. But
That's
like,
what I'm just looking for now in my library to see. I'm sure I've got this like added to my library because I do want to play through them because you keep on talking about them, so I do want to give it a chance.
literally up there with favorite games of all time for me. Genuinely, like incredible series. One is a little bit dated, and I've said that many times before. In terms of it was good to great at the time. It wasn't great. But one is like the Assassin's Creed 1 versus Assassin's Creed 2. That led to everything else. So you go through that and it makes you appreciate just how good Assassin's Creed 2 / Uncharted 2 is. So, but then after that, you just go with it. It's just fucking incredible. So I thought, okay, going back to that is, okay, we're getting young Nathan Drake. That's not a fresh storyline. It's been done before. They've had that in Uncharted 3. So it's, okay, they can take that, stay true to the story, but run in their own direction. Fine, I like this. And people didn't... a lot of people clearly don't know that they're going back to young Drake. He's too young to be Nathan Drake. No, he's not too young to be young Nathan Drake, though, which is what he's meant to be. That's the point. Matt Wahlberg's not old enough to be Sulley, but he's a young Sulley-ish. So that kind of... I was like, okay, that makes sense. But seeing it in person, I do feel that even young Nathan Drake had a bit more... Like, if James Bond is super confident and suave... and Nathan Drake is kind of like, and actually, you've got James Bond at the top being super confident and suave. You've got Tom Holland's Spider-Man at the bottom being a bit like capable, and he does what he needs to do, but it's a bit bumbling, a bit rough around the edges. Then in the middle, you've got Nathan Drake, who's a bit haphazard, but still cool, still suave, still on point. And I feel like even young Nathan Drake still had that about him. And I feel like this feels a bit more like Tom Holland / Spider-Man, which I don't feel is a bad movie. I don't feel it's necessarily a great Uncharted movie. So this is where my internal conflict comes from. Am I excited about this film? Yes. Do I think I will enjoy this based off of what I've seen? Yes. Do I think it's going to be an Uncharted film? Not quite. Is that a bad thing? It is, but it's also not entirely a bad thing because I'm probably still going to enjoy the film. It's just not going to be the Uncharted film that I thought it was going to be. So it's weird because I'm kind of disappointed that I've not got the Uncharted film that I was kind of hoping for at the same time, but still happy enough that I'm probably going to have a film that I'm probably going to enjoy. That said, I'm a lot more easy access when it comes to films. Like Mr. Bamber's probably gone, well, I was never watching it anyway. Fuck this shit, I'm out. So, yeah. I mean, it doesn't look Uncharted, though. That's the only thing. And there was good comments made in the chat. Let me just scroll back up. Let's catch up. Tito says, Uncharted? As an ex-boner, I've never heard of it. Cried emoji. Nietzsche says, that pay to kick sounds like a cop-out version of anti-cheat. Pay £5 to kick this lag switcher because we can't be asked to do anything about it. You want to play a game that you've paid for to be able to be played properly? Well, pay extra. No, we'll talk about that one in a couple of stories' time, so do feel free to stick around for that one. But sounds like more like a Twitch/stream edition. Tom Holland needs something to do, seeing as he's not doing any more Spider-Man films, says Tito. Mr. T says, big Uncharted fan, but a huge meh to this trailer. It's at odds with itself. Tom Holland is supposed to be young Drake, yet there's essentially scenes from Uncharted 3 and 4. Just odd. Comes across as a generic, funny action movie. Yeah, exactly. Like seeing them in tuxedos, that's Uncharted 4. Seeing the aeroplane stuff, well, that's Uncharted 3. Like that was all of the marketing material for Uncharted 3. But isn't this pre-Uncharted, like 20 years before? What are we looking at? I guess, and that's confusing as fuck. And that is the bit where I went on a big old tangent and didn't come back to it. That is the bit where I feel like this is Hollywood that's doing films better for video games now. I mean, Hollywood has been doing a decent job with video game films recently, but I feel like this is almost a step back to Hollywood doing Hollywood's versions of video game films rather than Hollywood doing a video game film. So they've gone, okay, we'll do a good story, but we also need to throw in references and things that people will see. Let's get the plane. Let's get him go crap as he tries to grab hold of a car that's flying over the back of a plane. Yeah. And it's like, you didn't need to go that far. If you're going to tell a unique story, tell a unique story. Don't do the Rock has to do a people's elbow on a rock bottom just so that people know what he is. And it's like, you don't need it. You don't need it. So I get it. I get it. Gargad says, that's exactly how I sound. Great.
I do get what they've gone with, what they've done with the casting though. Like, had Tito just been, was it Tito? I'm sure it was Tito. Tom Holland needs something to do. He's always not doing any Spider-Man films anymore. I agree with this on the basis of if this film is any good, they will make more. Now, how many games is it? There's the 5 games, 6 games.
If you count like Lost Legacy, was there another bit? There was. Oh no, I'm getting it mixed up with. So there's Uncharted 1, 2, 3, 4, then the Lost Legacy, then the Vita version. So 6 if you count the standalone.
So there's 6 there. I don't know how many games that this film is trying to portray. Like, what's the storyline? Is it based off of what film? I know there's, like you said, bits from different games in there. If they make up 6 games, if they make 6 films out of this, which I don't think they would do, I think they'll probably top it off at 3. You're probably looking at, like, I don't know, 10 years. Because he ages in the games, doesn't he? Yeah. He's not like, so he ages throughout the games. So if you've got someone like Tom Holland now, who's 25 maybe, Tom Holland. He is 25. Yeah, what a guess.
Right.
Top points for Bibby.
Tom Holland, Stan account.
I'm about to say, yeah. I wish I was just a year out. It makes me look a lot less of a star.
I did not know, honest.
So if they're doing 3 films...
Bibby, but you never said his shoe size. What's that one, by the way?
Size 8. He's only a small lad. If they end up doing 3 films off this, that may take 10 years, which then makes him 35. And then however old Mark Wahlberg is, maybe 50, I don't know. that may take him then to be an older Sulley.
Which is kind of, which
yeah,
it makes sense. It makes sense. I get it. I fully agree with that. Like you will probably see. Do you know what? Go to wherever you will see the trailer being posted on official accounts. Be that YouTube, be that Twitter, be that Facebook, be that Naughty Dog social or PlayStation social or Tom Holland social or whatever. I would be surprised if you don't see someone linking back to that Nathan Fillion like YouTube video where he, I think he commissioned it or someone else commissioned it, but he starred as Nathan Drake anyway. It's a really good video, and Nathan Fillion is Nathan Drake incarnate. But 15 to 20 years ago, Nathan Fillion from Firefly. And what was the film? It began with an S. David will know if he's in the chat. Whatever the film ending on Firefly was, Nathan Fillion from that is Nathan Drake. That's the perfect thing. But time has passed. Time is cruel. So Tom Holland does give him the ability to Serenity. There we go. No, David, no, knew it.
I say he's like an encyclopedia for this shit.
He is.
Like, he's unbelievable. I need him for my team on a pub quiz. I don't think I'll ever lose.
But yeah, Firefly, Serenity, Nathan Fillion in that sort of era of his career, it would be perfect. Now it's too much. We could probably get one film out of him. If you watch No Time to Die, which is quite a divisive film, I really liked it, by the way. But if you watch No Time to Die, you can see that James Bond wouldn't really be able to do 2 more films off the back of that. That's kind of a theme for it as well within it, the fact that James Bond over 5 films has aged. You look at him in Casino Royale, that's the Nathan Fillion you need to use quite an apt phrase for talking about aging out, the legs for the films. To have one now, one in 5 years' time, and then one in 5 years' time on that. Tom Holland gives you that in terms of his age. But is he the right person? He's the right person to make a film that I will enjoy, definitely. Is he the right person to be Nathan Drake? I'm not convinced at that. I will probably enjoy the film. I was sold when you saw that picture of Tom Holland stood like hands on his hips in the sort of like Aztec sort of temple with the Nathan Drake cargo sort of gear on. I thought, okay, this actually looks pretty good. Now I've seen it in moving imagery. I'm not 100%. I'm actually, yeah, I'm not convinced now. It's the opposite way around. So he looks good. He has good banter. It's like when you look at how dark and gritty they've gone with casting for the Last of Us HBO TV series. That's true. That's the story. That's real. Whereas this feels more like Hollywood. Forget Tom Holland. I don't think Mark Wahlberg is good Sulley. I don't think that's the same. Different voice, different look. Sulley was meant to be the cool old guy that's had his time and needs someone else to do it. Whereas Mark Wahlberg still looks like the cool guy that should be in the middle of his time kind of thing. Mark Wahlberg still looks good enough to be the leading man in a film. Yeah. And Sulley, the whole point was he was kind of like the older dude that's been it, and the younger guy comes in to kind of, pick up the slack, take the reins kind of thing. And it's like, Mark Wahlberg still looks like he could handle the reins. Why does he need the younger guy?
Who would have cast then?
I don't know.
If you had a choice now, out of everyone who's available, who would have been your... and this goes for the chat as well. Again, I don't really know the characters inside out, so I couldn't tell you whose personality would be correct for this. But, you look at things like Angelina Jolie did with Lara Croft and stuff like that. She was one of the biggest stars at the time in one of the biggest video game franchises at the time. Obviously, she isn't portraying that now. It was someone completely different who did very well with the film as well. It's one of them with video game stuff, because in your head, you are automatically assume that the person who's going to be doing the film is the person who was in the game. But that can't be right, because the person in the game is not real. Like, you can't have that digital version of the character playing someone. So, like, who out there would you think in it doesn't necessarily even have to be Hollywood, someone who maybe have done like a indie film or something like that would actually embody the character of what you assume or what you want Nathan Drake to be like? Obviously, it can't be someone who, like, Pierce Brosnan can't be playing James Bond nowadays. That's why they had to recast for somebody else, because he is so old now. It just wouldn't have been right. You're saying Daniel Craig is aging out of being James Bond, so they need to recast a new one. Like, who would embody that kind of persona that you would come to expect from a character that has been around for so long?
Do you know what? I'd have to do some looking. I've just hit a Google on it now just to see what the internet comes up with, because people have usually done these sort of conversations, and you tend to get the same things over and over again. If you've got a buff guy with an up fringe, then usually that's it. We'll just go for the same sort of people. And just at a quick glance, Nathan Fillion, I think he's the perfect person, but I think he's got the perfect mannerisms, the perfect humour. He's got the up fringe. He's got the same sort of build. He's confident, but a bit bumbling. And that's the charm of Nathan Drake. He's this big, buff, adventurer guy who's confident, good looking, but also a little bit accident prone. So that's where his human side comes in. You feel like he's aspirational, but real. And that's Nathan Fillion to me. This then puts names like Jeremy Renner. I like Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye. I don't feel it. You've got like David Boreanaz, who played Angel in the Buffy TV series.
You're gonna be so old now.
Exactly. Same thing.
He's gonna be like 55.
He's a big chinned buff guy who's a bit emotional and up fringe. Yeah, I can see it. Same thing. He's aged out. Then you've got like John
20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. John Krasinski from The Office and stuff like that. He's at the level, his age, where he could play the Nathan Drake films now, like kind of thing. But you have to get into it, kind of thing, because once again, he's getting up there in terms of the aging kind of thing. Other ones that have been put forward are like Robbie Amell, aka Upload. If you've not seen the Upload TV series on Prime, and I can see that, but I'm starting to drop off a bit like that. And then like most of them are all just saying the same sort of things, like Jeremy Renner, Nathan Fillion, or David Boreanaz, Buffy's Angel. And I'm thinking, nah. And then obviously naturally we've got Chris Pratt. I can see it, but Gerard Butler, he's already too old. He could be Sulley. No. Liam Hemsworth is another one that's put forward. I can kind of see that one actually. But yeah, I'm not sure.
What are you going through the whole Marvel cast now, aren't we?
I mean, that's what it is though. People just start to throw them same names out. I mean, this could be one where we find a new actor for that sort of thing. Gerard Butler would definitely work in that role, because we've seen Gerard Butler do that role in the Tomb Raider universe. He had the same character, but in Tomb Raider 2, was it? Cradle of Light or whatever it's called, where he played alongside Lara Croft. He's done it already, you know it'd work, but he played that role when he was in the right age, 20 to 30 years ago, whenever it was, 25 years ago, I can't remember, I don't know, whatever, number of years ago. So, yeah. Anyway, let's go back to the casts. Timeless Afternoon. Good afternoon. Asim says, it's Uncharted 3 at the start, thank you very much. Nathan Drake character to me always seemed like Ash from The Evil Dead stuck in an Indiana Jones film. Do you know what? That's a great shout, because Ash is exactly the same as I've just said. Confident, a good-looking dude, built, not ripped, but built. He's got a nice, he's real. And that's what Nathan Drake is. He's not got shiny Peter Andre six-pack, mysterious girl abs, but he's also not got like dad bod kind of thing. He's like that. Well, no, he's got dad bod. He's real. He's a real guy, and that's the whole thing about it. It was, and not Nathan Drake, Ash, in the Evil Dead films and stuff. He's that kind of person. Same thing within Indiana Jones. Harrison Ford was the same sort of person. So it's no mistake that they've made him be super relatable. So yeah, I agree. Good gaming movie. Anyone? Says Timeless. Sonic the Hedgehog, new recent film. That's an exceptional.
That's fantastic. That is fantastic.
New Mortal Kombat was decent, to be fair. To be fair, I didn't really like it, but I absolutely adored the old Mortal Kombat, although that, like, the first one was good. After that, it was, Annihilation and stuff like that.
With Mario Bros?
I mean, that was exceptional. People hated it, but for me, that was fucking wonderful. Nice.
Resident Evil?
One was okay. Everything after that... But
Extinction was still the best one. I don't care what anyone says. Extinction was fantastic.
But Hollywood has improved recently. There's not a dearth of films that you can call on, but there is quite a few examples recently. We've had this conversation over the last few months. They have got better at it, and that conversation has always been based around this Uncharted, The Last of Us, and things like that, and The Witcher moving forward. Castlevania's animated series on Netflix is exceptional. If you're into video games,
that's brilliant.
yeah. If you're into video games, if you like anime and you're interested in Castlevania, watch the Netflix series. It's really good. It's really good. Mr. T says, I did like whoever they cast as Chloe though. That she was on the money in terms of. I mean, you don't see much of her in the trailer, but I agree. Sulley doesn't have friends. I should know because I am one. I agree with decent, but I wouldn't say better than the first one in some respects. They lost some story to swearing and more blood and guts. In terms of which one? What do you mean on that? I don't know. Oh, I'll keep moving on. Anyway, I get the decision of the casting, looking down the line, but even then, that's at odds with itself. This is supposed to be young Drake. They had a chance to tell a proper backstory in this one and build up to the stories from 1, 2, 3, and 4. Instead, they've made a movie with young Drake and referenced pretty much Uncharted 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's odd. I understand, 100% agree. Why you've gone young for... Let's put it in a word. You've gone young for merchandising. So you can make money off of a series for a decade. That's why you've gone for young Drake. It makes sense. So why loop in everything from the next 10 years into one film? You don't need it. That is the Hollywood element. Okay, we've got the Nathan Drake, we've got the story, we've got Tom Holland. Let's go everything in one. You were going fine. You were colouring in between the lines. And then at the end, you just scribbled everywhere. Why? For me, it looks like a missed opportunity to do a good Uncharted movie and tell a new story, proper young Drake backstory for even fans of the series. Build a proper movie, blockbuster franchise, and use the story from the games in later movies. Do you know what? I agree, and that's where I'm saying, will I like the film based off of what I've seen? Obviously, I can't say that until I've seen it. But based off of what I've seen, I think I'm probably going to like this film because I'm quite easy to please when it comes to films in that sort of sense. But it's not. It's missing an opportunity. Giving me a film that I'm like versus giving me a series that I adore is a very, very different thing. And I could see myself enjoying this, and I could see myself appreciating the Uncharted crossovers. I could see myself having some fun laughs and going, "Yeah, good film. Recommend that."
The thing is with a film, they can't just aim it at people who are fans of the franchise. That's where films and games will differ. Like they need to make the amount of money that they are paying for these actors and the licensing for it and all of the set stuff. I can't imagine how much this film is going to cost. They cannot just target the people who are fans of the franchise. They need to reach a wider audience. Otherwise, this will not work. You will never get a second one of this if it's just aimed at people who like the franchise. It's the same with the Resident Evil stuff. They can't do that because they'll never make the money back. It needs to be an all-encompassing general public. They need to know that they're going into an Uncharted film and being told this story. Explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old, that kind of thing. Like I need to know the whole premise of this. I can't go into the film and I haven't played all 4 games or all 6 games, not knowing anything about it, but I'm expected to know everything going into the film. It will not work. It needs to be dumbed down for the dummies and people who've never played it, but never played the game before.
And that's the thing, like the start point, going to young Tom Holland, Nathan Drake, gives you the ability to build that. Okay, you don't know, we'll build it with you. We'll all learn the Uncharted universe together if you've never played the games. Great. But then why throw in the rest of it? Just to satisfy that, oh, look, if people that are Nathan Drake fans can see the plane scene from Uncharted 3, they'll come and pay for the film tickets. They'll pay for it anyway if you did a good enough story. You don't need to shoehorn it in. And that's the Hollywood approach, which is a bit frustrating. Tito says, next James Bond is going to be a woman. Possibly. You never know. Tom Holland is already apologised for his performance in this film, but it looks entertaining to me, says Franny Mac. Has to be the fella from Serenity. See, I disagree there, Franny. I fully agree in terms of sentiment. I would love... I mean, there we go. I've just typed Nathan Fillion 2021 just so that I could bring him up for what it looks like now. That's a bit younger Nathan Fillion. Not only does he look like Nathan Drake, but he's called Nathan. So yeah, nice. We'll take it. But he doesn't look like this anymore, which is the thing. And he won't look like that in 10 years' time either, which is, I get why them going for the younger approach. Like there was an image. Like that doesn't open up bigger. Like he just looks a bit more older and so on. Like now, he should have been that role 20 years ago. He should have had that role 20 years ago. Now I don't think is the right time for him. He's perfect. Everything about him. Have you ever seen the fan-made Uncharted? Yeah, we've already spoken about that on this episode, actually. Like, at that time, he's probably aged out of it by about 2 or 3 years at that point when that fan-made Uncharted video was put together. But he could still do it very, very good job, and he probably could do, say, a trilogy of it. But now I think he's probably he's aged out of the role too much, to the point where you are just seeing Nathan Drake at the end of his career kind of thing. You don't get the ability to build up with it. So as much as he's the perfect guy, I feel like you've got a very slim storyline, a very slim growth curve in that sort of sense. I mean, Hollywood would then, like, okay, how do we make him build as a person? Well, if he's an old guy already and he doesn't have already a family and already confident in himself and has already succeeded in life, that's where Hollywood usually goes, well, he's either a failure or he's a man-child. And that's what it is. Hollywood goes, okay, because to build growth, you need someone that's imperfect. And in Hollywood cinema, when you get to Nathan Fillion's age range, you are usually successful, air quotes, the visual success of Hollywood, of like, you've got your 2.4 children, your house and your car and your career in check. If you're not 2.4 children successful, then you are broken in some way that needs fixing, and that fixing process is the story of the film. How do we make him a happier person, a better person, a bigger person, or whatever? So yeah, Nathan Fillion is perfect 10 to 15 years ago. Now, not so much, which is a shame. Yeah, Sonic was a great shout. Resi was okay. Detective Pikachu, that's another one. Yeah, exceptional film.
Look who they had to cast.
Yeah,
Would it have done as well without Ryan Reynolds being in that? I'm not too sure. It was his dad. That was in there. He was a famous actor as well, wasn't he? I can't remember who the kid's dad was. Oh no, sorry, that was Ryan Reynolds, wasn't it?
Spoilers.
That was Ryan Reynolds. Sorry, yeah. I mean, it's 2 years old at this point.
Spoilers.
So if you haven't watched it, tough tits. Yeah, sorry, Ryan Reynolds was the dad, wasn't he? Yeah.
Best bit about the Mario movie was Mario and Luigi's surname reveal. It's Mario, Luigi Mario. Yeah, fucking amazing. Not a Pokemon fan, but yeah, it was decent. You ever seen the fan-made Uncharted Old Man Drake? Yeah, Old Man Drake, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Nietzsche says, oi, oi, fat back Franny Mac. So yeah, there you go. Uncharted movie trailer has been released. You can watch the trailer. We haven't played it with audio because TMCA reasons. It's a good trailer. It's a good bombastic film. If you like loud action sequences, then you will enjoy this film. If you are wanting Uncharted as a movie, it's not the same thing, but it's good nonetheless, in my opinion. Other people just don't like it. I get it. It feels a bit meh. It feels a bit generic film. I'm okay for generic films. It doesn't feel like an Uncharted film, which is a shame. But yeah, yeah. Anyway,
Gotta give it a chance. We'll see how the first one does.
Just watched the supposedly leaked new Spider-Man trailer. Ooh, I've not even seen that. Are we getting a cam stream today? Oh, have you got your cam now, Franny? So Franny's, I'm right in saying that you've never streamed with a cam, right? And then
face reveal.
And yeah, exactly. I do have it on good authority though that Franny wears suspenders and nothing else on stream. So make sure that if you are watching it, that you have no family in the room. You know, NSFW, not safe for work, and all that jazz. So. I tried to whistle, that didn't work. Dry mouth. There we go.
He's blowing down the mic.
I had to adapt it. It did go, but it wasn't the tone that I was going for. I wanted to go.
Someone turned that PlayStation 4 on.
To be fair, I got a whistle out of it. I got one of the rather than the. So I managed to like pull it back at the end, but I was like, that's not what I was going for. Anyway, from one trailer to another, Uncharted's new trailer is out. You can go check it out on social media. It's about 2.5 minutes long. It's a good action film. Maybe not the greatest, Uncharted film, but it is what it is nonetheless. Anyway, would you like a PUBG trailer? Not the PUBG that we usually talk about. Not PC, not console, but mobile. But it actually, do you know what? I always try to say and fight mobile's corner. I'm not a mobile gamer, but mobile gaming is huge Obviously, we know that. It's profitable. Obviously, we know that. But it is getting incredibly good compared to a lot of people played mobile video games, myself included, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, whenever it was, when you got your first iPhone and it's like, oh, we could play games on phones, and they were just a bit shit. Most of them were cash-ins and so on. Mobile games definitely are getting better. I'm still not at the point where I feel like I'm ready to play on mobile devices. The quality drop compared to my PC or compared to my console, it's not there. But this game looks really, really good. Plus, PUBG Mobile is just much, much better at providing content for its user base than any of the major PUBG platforms. So this has me excited, but I'm probably not going to play it, if I'm being honest, but let's jump in anyway. Sean Murray at The Gamer says, PUBG new status trailer leak reveals a November launch. I say I'm not going to play it. I'm probably not going to stream it. I am going to play it, but probably not stream. Anyway, the next-gen Battle Royale arrives November 11th, according to a leaked trailer. The PUBG new status trailer has leaked online ahead of a scheduled embargo. This comes courtesy of Player IGN, a well-known PUBG insider and someone who's not bound by something as trivial as an embargo. The trailer isn't really all that exciting. Just 15... Oops, excuse me, burping down the microphone. Nice. I'm going to mute it 1 second. Yeah, full on exercise those demons. Exercise the demons. Anyway, the trailer isn't really all that exciting. Just 15 seconds of some anarchic-looking PUBG players. What's special here is the release date, November the 11th, 2021, on Apple's App Store, Google Play, and Samsung's Galaxy Store. Quote, we are next-gen Battle Royale. Just burps getting nice. Reads PUBG New State's slogan. And in this case, next gen doesn't really refer to the platform. PUBG New State is getting a graphics overhaul along with new mechanics like dodging, drone calls, a ping system, radio messages, deployable shields, and weird new weapons and vehicles from the year 2051. PUBG New State trailer also leaked, and actually I'll leave that, it's just embedded tweet. In PUBG New State, players fight in the fictional city of Troy, which has recently seen its society crumble. There's no government, so everyone is just running around with machine guns and looting and pillaging, hence all the anarchy symbols you see everywhere. PUBG owner Crafton said previously that New State already has 40 million pre-registrants, which means it'll be a fairly popular game when it releases in November. And then we get into the Halloween Battle Royale news afterwards, which I played on stream the other day. I'm assuming you guys all know it, so we don't need to cover that one. But PUBG New State has had its trailer leaked. Is that the tweet? That is the tweet. Okay, let's click on this. Or not. It's not working. Nice. I'll do that one off stream. Bib. PUBG New State. Oh, it's working now. Now I've minimized it. Let's go back to it. So here is the trailer. Have you seen this trailer?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I have.
What are your thoughts?
No, I actually... I watch a lot of videos on people playing mobile games, and that sounds ridiculous, but most of them are made for emulation ones. So, like, it'll be someone like ETA Prime or Takiunai who will have these mad emulators running on their mobile phones and the games that they can play on them. But occasionally, they will be running something like my Huawei phone, and then the show you playing Call of Duty with a controller because they've managed to put like a HDMI cable into your phone and then be able to play on the PC, and then they're playing Call of Duty Mobile with an Xbox One controller. I wish I could play something like that on my phone, on the TV with PUBG. I don't know whether or not you can use controller. I don't think you can. If there's enough people playing Call of Duty Mobile to separate the queues and have people playing either on the controller or on the screen. And I would love nothing more than to be able to play PUBG on a controller. Because I don't know why, but the mobile game looks better than the console version. There's more people, so there's less queue time. Like everything else on the PUBG Mobile looks so much better, and especially this new world, because this looks like a world that, dare I say it, like Cyberpunk wanted to try and emulate at one point. Like there's this world in like 40 years' time, and yeah, it's just like a dystopian future and things like that's class. Like I love that idea, and having a battle royale around then, based around that time, would be fantastic. So I'd love to be able to do that, and I don't understand why they haven't. I would play PUBG a hell of a lot more if I could play this version of the game with a controller. And I'm being genuinely serious. Like, forget about the PlayStation version, forget about the PC version. It's class. It's class. The best experience I've had on PUBG is me and you playing on a train. I mention that all the time, but that is genuinely the best version of PUBG and experience that I have had playing the game.
I mean, the mobile game is solid. If anyone hasn't played it, the mobile game is essentially the stripped-down version of the console game or PC game with some usability functions tied in. Like you can have it to auto-loot, so if you want a gun or attachments or so on, if you run over a red dot, it instantly attaches it to your gun because the buttons are a little bit clunky in a mobile screen, so it helps with that. But those are good usability functions anyway. Obviously, PUBG's starting theme was meant to be that everything is manual. You have to pick up a gun and load it with ammo every time because that's PUBG's idea of you have to do it. It's real. It's not real when you've loaded a gun and put it down and pick it back up and have to load it again because where do the bullets just miraculously go? but anyway, you get the idea. PUBG Mobile added a lot of usability to that for the platform, but then kept on going. They added new content. They're on like season 15, 16, 17 or something like that. We're on 14 on console and PC, but that launched years before the mobile version, and so the mobile version has more content, has had tie-ins with the Godzilla films, has had tie-ins with Metro, has had tie-ins with Resident Evil, so many things where they've crossed over and done bigger and better things. The mobile content is profitable. They think because it's on mobiles. It's profitable not only because it's on mobiles, but because it's better supported. They're much more reactive. It's a much more solid game. Because they've stripped everything out, the game isn't bloated. So what's in there works. It has to be, you have to get rid of the bloating stuff out for it to work on mobile devices, and they've built on that, which is where they're saying this is going to be next-gen Battle Royale. It's still a mobile game, so it's not next-gen PS5, it's next-gen mobile though, because everything that's in there that's solid and works, they're saying they're going to build on the top of it. I'll see that. I'll believe that when I see it. But it is really good. The mobile game is what PC and console should have. Timeless did have a comment in the chat. Where is it? There we go. No, the mobile game is the reason why consoles PUBG is getting neglected. That's actually incorrect. It's a different development team entirely. PUBG is developed by Krafton's development teams. So the console and the PC games are developed by Krafton. Unless this has changed, I could be wrong, but the mobile game was developed by Tencent's development teams. I could be wrong on that one. It could have changed, or Tencent could have just part-funded it. But it's different teams. But the fact that it's developed by Tencent, which is a massive global brand. I mean, you look at a film over the last 5 years that's any decent, Tencent's probably had its name in the credits, not just video games. Tencent has their money in everything. But it's a completely different development team. And that shows because Krafton, which used to be PUBG Corp, which used to be Bluehole, was a small development firm that has a small developer that bit off more than it could chew with PUBG, and off of the back of PUBG has grown into one of Korea's biggest brands out there. And it shows to me that they have gone to, I'm going to say second biggest. I could be wrong. It could be second biggest game developer. Even that could be wrong. But there is a brand in Korea that's bigger when it comes to development than Krafton. But Krafton is up there, worth billions off of the back of PUBG's success. And that shows in the way that they develop their PC and console games. They don't update the game as quick as they could. Their focus is very much gacha loot boxes and miniskirt skins in game, not about creating better gameplay experiences, not about having a game that's, to use Dr. Disrespect's quotes, more athletic to control. It's not about that. It's about how can we squeeze more money out of this. We've had success, let's keep milking it. And it's like, no, build on the success. What's next? What's bigger? What's better? What's going forward? Whereas PUBG Mobile has just got better. Okay, we need additional content. We need limited time game modes that people are going to come back for and play. In PUBG, the limited time game modes come in, but the game's still a bit clunky, so it doesn't bring new people in. It's like, and there's a limited time game mode, but it's still clunky, so why would I want to bother? Whereas they fixed that on PUBG Mobile, so limited time game modes is, the game runs smoothly now, and I can do something special in it as well. Nice! It's like, why would I want to do something special when I can't even jump over a wall in PUBG without jumping up and down in front of it 3 times? There's no vault on the console. Instead, I just go and then jump over it. No, I don't want that.
It's such a shame. They need. I'd love, like, Call of Duty Mobile. You're not supposed to be able to use controls on it, but people do. Like, I love that option. You have millions of people able to play your games, and I can't use a controller on it. So I'd play it so much more. Genuinely, like, if these versions of the games came over to like the Nintendo Switch, I imagine they would make so much more money because you're able to play it on your big screen with your Pro controller or whatever. Like, it would give these games a new lease of life, in my opinion. But I'm not, like, I would argue that half of the chat, if not 75% of the chat, are probably hardcore PUBG fans. I am definitely a fair weather one. Like if you're playing it, I'll jump on and have a few games with you. But there is no way I'm staying up until 2:30 in the morning streaming the game.
Who'd do that?
But
Weirdos.
but I imagine like you guys, and this sounds really soppy, but you guys obviously deserve so much better when it comes to playing PUBG, because PUBG console and PC, I feel like, has been abandoned. You guys having separate queues and having to wait like 5 minutes to get into a game it is a joke. Like then there's no reason for that to ever be the case, and that's obviously why they brought the casual stuff in, for you to be able to jump into a game with 80 bots or whatever it is, just to try and speed things up. But
Yeah,
it is a joke that I've left it to die at this point.
they have, and PUBG Mobile gets blamed a lot of that, and it's not PUBG Mobile's fault. It's Krafton's fault. It is. They like at the moment we have Halloween Battle Royale in the game now. We have all sorts of Halloween skins. We had the Blackpink crossover. We had the Son Heung-min crossover. All these other ways that like and things that distract away from the main thing is that the gameplay is still sluggish. Like you click a button to sprint and it doesn't work, so you click it again to sprint, and then you start sprinting and then stop sprinting because you clicked it again. It's like, this game is 5 years old. How? Why? Why does it? Why? Why? You go to like jump onto a wall to stand on top of it to shoot someone, or you go to jump so you can shoot over the wall, and you grab hold of the wall and you pull yourself up, and you've got your gun behind your back because you're holding onto. And the other guy goes, "Oh, free kill!" And it's like, why? Why? And you'll be driving a vehicle and you'll crash into literal thin air because the game has an invisible nubbin in the road, and it's like, well, I've just lost 70% of my health off that. Why? What? And it's like, fix those things. But all that stuff got polished in PUBG Mobile. And that's where the frustration comes from. PUBG Mobile is huge, not at the expense of PUBG console and PC. It's because it's different teams, and they understand where the profitability is. Tencent, as Live Action Pixel says, it's scary how much Tencent has, and it isn't really a well-known name. It's huge. It's massive. I think, like we talked about Detective Pikachu, I think that was Tencent as well. I could be wrong. Maybe that was Sonic the Hedgehog, or maybe it was both. I don't know. But they are the TV, film, video games, probably bottled water and everything else. You never know. But like that realized how they can push towards profitability. Krafton control their main console and PC setup, and it's just not as good. So PUBG's new state is confirmed to be coming out in less than a month. 11th of the 11th, PUBG's new state is coming out. I will try that on my mobile. I don't think I will stream it, but do you know what? If I had sense as a streamer, as someone that was just chasing profitability, which we're not, then I would stream PUBG Mobile and New State, because that is where the money is. I mean, you see console and PC streamers being sponsored to play the mobile game because the mobile game churns the money, and they've got the money to invest into that. And it's one of those things where they just invest to keep getting bigger. Whereas PUBG console and PC, they keep cutting things out because it's getting smaller and it's on ever decreasing circles, whereas mobile's ramping up. So yeah, basically we should all stream New State. Nice. Yeah, well, let's give up on no, I'm joking. But yeah, it's good to see PUBG thriving. It's just a shame to see that could be my game, but it's not. Anyway, afternoon, Live Action Pixel. How you doing, dude? I don't know PUBG too much. Is the mobile game managed by a third party, like a franchise out? Oh, there you go. We've passed that bit, so you know now. The success of mobile PUBG is one of the main reasons they have gone down the loot box route on the game, skins, etc. Well, it's not just PUBG Mobile. It's the fact that it's a Korean game, and that loot box element is gacha, which is it's not a phrase that we use in our part of the world, but if you're from Asia, then gacha games is very much an Asian scene. So the loot box and the chance gaming and surprise mechanics that we obviously take the piss out of when we speak about EA and the like, but that's a very big thing in the Asian market, and that's why that sort of stuff exists in PUBG, because it's a Korean game. And that's why I've said before, I need to get to grips with the fact that I'm not PUBG's target audience. They will allow us Westerners to play the game, but it's a game developed for the Eastern market now, because that's where the majority of the player base and profitability comes from. So I need to get to grips with the fact that I'm not their target audience, and they aren't afraid to let that be seen, not known. They don't say it, but that is what it is.
It could be, though. There is still a lot of time left to be played on this game. It's just, what's the next step for the console players? Like, what is their mission? I know it's two completely different game studios that are looking after this, but what's the next aim for PUBG? What do you feel is their next play as someone who consumes a lot of their products? What do they have to do to one, get the player base back? Because compared to mobile, they are in the mud, and I mean that well and truly. It's like quicksand. Forget about mud; they are in the quicksand. What do they need to do to try and get you to keep playing the game? Because I feel like on the conversations we've had, either on the scoop or just general day-to-day stuff, like the black and pink stuff was very close to being the stage where you think, do you know what, fuck this. Like, you just reached a point where it's just not sustainable for you to carry on playing this game, because what you're playing for,
Yeah,
the season pass,
the season pass is crap. It doesn't last as long. There's only 70 levels. There's less stuff within it. The last 20 levels, they skip 5 levels. So you used to get 100 different items in a season pass. You now get about 60, and they charge you the same price. So shrinkflation. They get more money out of you for that. They did skins for their PCS, which is their PUBG Continental Series esports events. For PCS 1, 2, 3, 4, they did skins, which then got you coupons, which meant that you could interact with their streams, and then you could earn more skins. They just gave up on that for PCS 5. On console, on PC, they still had that. On console, it didn't count. It was like, you can buy the skins, but yeah, that's it. If you want the other ones, you have to buy those as well. Oh, okay, so just more money? Nice. No. So they need to stop with the shrinkflation, stop with the loot crate stuff, which, to get the limited edition guns, you literally have to spend literally hundreds of pounds unless you get lucky. People have spent thousands. Literally, I know there was one of the PC streamers spent about, I think it was either 600 or 1,600 quid or dollars to get the limited edition barrel fully kitted out, which is 600 quid on a digital bit of property. No,
not a chance.
Nah,
ever.
So that needs to be gone. But for me, the only way PUBG survives now is to do one of two things: PUBG 2. Because PUBG is now synonymous with, it used to be good, but then just kind of dropped off. And I love this game, but that is what it is. I don't say that because I like to stick the boot in. I still play PUBG. I'm going to be playing it on stream tomorrow. But I know other people see this as that game that could have been good or was good but isn't good. So PUBG 2 gets rid of that. If not that, Rebirth. Look at EVE Online. Okay, it's a game that's been out forever. And it's having a massive reboost right now because they've made it so that the game is notoriously difficult, notoriously in-depth. If you get in now, you're probably going to get slapped around by people that have been playing it for 20 years. But they've made an onboarding program called the Gateway, which means that loads of people have gone, actually, this game is not only solid because they've improved it continuously over 20 years, but the main reason people didn't play it is because if you've not played it for 20 years, then you're playing against pros, VIPs. You're not against new players of a similar sort of level. So they launched the Gateway, which is, okay, new players can get up to speed in this sort of way. They need to do that sort of thing. Maybe not a gateway, but it could just be a case of, okay, we've redone the weapon systems. The water looks incredible. The landscapes look incredible. The lighting is exceptional. PUBG on PC looks ridiculously good compared to those that played it on console. I forget it. I will play it on my console and then I load it up on my 1080 Ti graphics card PC. And when my settings are up full when I'm not on stream, I'm thinking this game looks incredible. Nobody ever streams it at that level because, benefits for not playing it, streaming at that level, but it looks good. Whereas Call of Duty looks that good on a console. PUBG doesn't. So they need to make it look that good. It needs to be more athletic, less getting caught up on nubbins on the floor and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Or just a PUBG 2 and rework everything from the ground up. That's what it is for me. The game was never meant to be on a console, and it shows. The fact that OG players remember dropping into the PUBG lobby and having guns in the lobby, being able to go to the benches and pick up weapons and shoot each other in the lobby. That doesn't work anymore. OG players remember finding clothing skins around the battlegrounds. Oh, look, there's a skin that I don't own. I'm going to pick that up and put that on. Yeah, change my attire as I'm going around. That all got binned because the game couldn't handle it all. Okay, we've had to get rid of that stuff. The game used to be able to do all sorts of things in the plane, and get rid of all that stuff too because the game couldn't handle it all. Put that stuff back in because that's what it was there, and build on it with that's what PUBG needs. Either another game or effectively another game with a rebirth. But I'm going to put a pin in that. Let me jump quickly back through the comments because we are running over again, as always.
What a surprise!
Just for a change.
Late and overrun. That's the motto for this for this stream.
David says, I don't know if this is related to the game, but the news has just had a story that Alec Baldwin has killed one on the set of his film called Rust. I don't think it is related to the game Rust, but I did actually see that in an Ice Cream sense. Jacob, who used to be part of the Ice Cream team, tweeted about that this morning, saying it's bizarre that someone has been, he said seriously injured rather than killed, but someone had been seriously injured on a film set. How is there live explosives coming to guns when it was over 20 years ago? Brandon Lee is the example that Jacob gave, was killed on the set of The Crow. How is that even still a thing?
It baffles me that, because has he pulled the prop gun onto the producer? Like, surely it would have been another actor that they would have shot rather than the producer or the director or something like that. I have no idea.
Alec Baldwin, I assume, is the actor because he is an actor, but I don't know. But in the film, The Crow, Brandon Lee got shot in a shootout scene or something, is what I told. I've seen other stories saying it was an explosive that was in a bag that actually killed him or something, but I don't actually know. But yeah, bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. Shaw says, ishing hell, lads. Yeah, just a tad. 20-2. Nice. 10 a.m. scoop. PUBG is still my favourite Battle Royale game. Play it on PC compared to consoles. Even with the performance mode, takes a long time to adjust these days. Nothing beats the final ring tension on any other Battle Royale game for me, but it truly needs a next-gen 4K 60 upgrade and the game totally retouching up. The screen tearing performance is still so bad. It's night and day, and that's the thing. A lot of people have never played it on PC, just like a lot of people have never been PC gamers. PUBG, the way it looks on a PC is massively different. Yeah, okay, you've got a PS5, nice. You've got an Xbox Series X, nice. You're playing it on a 4K screen, nice, with all of the hertz and the refresh rates, and yeah, whatever you've seen, times that by 6, it looks that much better on PC. And console just doesn't have it. And it's a shame that there's nothing that's taking strides. How do we fix this? Well, let's reskin Sanhok into a shit map. Okay. No, seriously, how do we fix this? Let's add in Karakin. Okay, no, but really, how are we going to fix this now? We can add in Paramore? Okay, no, seriously, how do we fix what is actually there? We can take Paramore away and bring it back again? No! Just tell me, literally fix it. Just fix it. Like Franny says, I always say we're addicted to a broken game. We are. You're both right. It is the best Battle Royale game, in my opinion. Obviously, what Bibby's taking the sharp inhale of air for is because you may not have played it, you may have missed it, but this soundtrack that it's playing now is Radical Heights. Okay. All right, then after Radical Heights, which didn't make it out of early access, sadly, PUBG is the best Battle Royale game. Hands down it is. But it's just, like Franny says, it is a broken game. It's the best experience that could be better. It's the one that just never was, but never was. The success and money of PUBG Mobile has made a huge waves in the community. Console and PC PUBG have noticed and wanted a piece of that pie. The effort and time spent on skins and loot boxes rather than the actual game speaks volumes. Oh, that's it, Timeless. It's profits, chase the profits, which is heartbreaking. And it says, yo, I'll read.
Oh my God.
I've Googled
the link that Asim's just put into the chat. You fucking need to get that right now.
I'm going to catch up. I'm going to speed up. I don't know if it's related to the game, but the news has just had a story that Alec Baldwin. Oh, no, actually, no, I got past that one. I have to scroll back up again. I Googled it. The film isn't related to the game. The film isn't related to the game. It's a Western called Rust and killed the director, photographer, and injured the director in a prop gun accident. Yikes. Don't know why they put the mobile. They don't put the mobile version on console version because people stop playing the console version, and that's another profit string gone. Different business. 10 cents business versus Crafton's. The amount of content in mobile is unreal. 100% needs to been off OG and S players like Sandstorm and have done. Unlikely a big enough next gen player base though. Yep, shame. Nightclub seeing the Crow. He's on table getting shot by about 5 foot. I've heard that in the past. Like that's what I've been told. But I've also heard different stories, but I don't know which one is confirmed. Okay, Mr. T says breaking. Let's hit the link. Chrome, Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy Definitive Edition coming November 11th for PS5, Xbox Series S and X, Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and the Rockstar Games launcher. Pre-order now. Oh, how good that looks! Look at the Vinewood. That is badass.
This is incredible.
We were talking about this just this morning. Literally just this morning, myself and Bib were talking about this off stream.
He's ratting us out. Kill him. It's easy. Haven't you ever seen a movie?
Say it like it's a bad thing.
Shit. Here we go again.
Oh god, everything about this is just unbelievable. Like, the color palette has changed completely, so it doesn't look dark as shit everywhere you go. In San Andreas, like, oh yeah.
It's funny though, because you can tell who's played it previously and who hasn't, because people are like slating it, saying it looks like Lego video game textures in the comments. Don't insult Lego video games like that, says another one. And it's like, yeah, you guys, you don't even know what you've got. You don't even know you're born. Bro's making us watch it in 4x3. You goddamn right. GTA 3 blew me away when I played it. Vice City baby. Vice City baby. Franny says, "Oh, that's my birthday." Another one for 11/11. There you go. So nobody can be playing Pubg Mobile because we'll all be playing GTA the trilogy. So no new state, all GTA trilogy. That looks fucking incredible. Fucking incredible. Mr. George Tibbles, thank you very much for the follow. How are you doing? Just inject this straight into my veins, says Nietzscheo. Yeah. My God, November is going to cost me some overtime now, says Mr. Phelps. It's David's birthday. David will be minted. He can pay it for everyone. They don't know they're born, says KK. Exactly. Okay. Do you know what? We are mega over, but I don't care because we're going to fly through this next story. And because we've postponed it, this will be twice now. And it's been in the... Do you know what? Do we have time? Because it's a spicy story. Do you know what? We are going to postpone it. We're going to postpone it again because it's a story that...
We'll make it the lead story.
We keep wanting to talk about this story. We postponed it already. Jordan then shared it in the Discord last night, despite it should have been on yesterday's show. So we were going to talk about it today, but now we're going to postpone it again. A patented PlayStation feature allows players to kick others from games. I was going to scan over it, but that could be spicy. So we'll leave it. We'll come back to that one next week. We'll also come back with the Activision lawsuit. They've fired 20 employees following harassment allegations. We'll come back to that next week, but we will have this one because it would be irrelevant to leave this one. Mm-hmm. So this is where we will finish things up. Tom Ivan at VGC says, next week's free Epic Game Store titles has been revealed. Dark, the Complete Edition, will replace Among the Sleep. So next week's free Epic Game Store title has been announced. Dark, the Complete Edition, will be free to download from October the 28th until November the 4th. The game tells the story of Lloyd, a boy who finds himself in the middle of a lucid nightmare. While exploring the darkest corners of his subconscious, Lloyd learns how to survive the nightmare by bending the laws of physics and manipulating the fluid fabric of the dream world, according to Dark's product description. Dark will replace first-person horror adventure Among the Sleep Enhanced Edition, which normally costs 14 quid, but is currently free to download until October the 28th. Epic claimed in January that the Epic Game Store has attracted over 160 million PC users thanks to the scoop talking about it every week. Nice. Oh, it didn't say that there. That's just what I thought. So there you go. If you haven't got Among the Sleep, get that installed. Mm-hmm. Or just get downloaded at least. Get it in your library. Yeah. And then get Dark Complete Edition.
100%. Yeah. Unbelievable game.
I don't know if it was just you. Maybe someone else recommended it last week. It could have just been you mentioning it. But I feel like there was other people that said Among the Sleep is actually a really good game. So do it. Get Among the Sleep. If you've got Epic Games launch it, get it there. Get it down. Get the things. Yeah.
I've also just seen, I know this is going back to Grand Theft Auto, but GameSpot has said that Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Definitive Edition is coming to Game Pass day one. Interesting. So just a standalone version of San Andreas Definitive Edition, day one on Game Pass.
That is pretty big, because if you look at the link that Mr. T shared, I'll bring this one back up on the screen. Jumping back to GTA, we'll probably recover this again next week, because this is big news for us. We've played a lot of GTA on the channel, even Vice City, with mods recently on the channel. So yeah, this is big for us. Anyway, it's now available to pre-order for 55 quid. So if that's free on Game Pass, then that's 55 quid, which is another feather in the cap for the Game Pass thing. Ooh, Okay, we'll leave that. We'll leave it. We'll fully dissect that next week because this is a sexy story anyway. Who doesn't want to talk about GTA Vice City, GTA San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto? Oh my God. So yeah, we'll come back to that.
So close as well.
I know, that's ridiculous. Just November. I'm a PUBG pyromancer, says Enix. Pyromancer. Everyone's a pyromancer. It's too easy. Nothing to discuss. Shouldn't be a thing. Just put it in the sea, says Nietzsche in response to the Grand Theft Auto trilogy. No, he doesn't. He's not. He's talking about the PlayStation thing. We'll come back to it. Game Pass, a big win, says Live Action Picture. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Also coming November 11th and physical December. Digital coming November 11th and physical December the 7th. There we go. Got the words out eventually.
We'll double dip in then, yes.
All I'm saying is that window is my birthday, Ice Cream Upload's birthday, Bibby's birthday. My birthday is December 3rd, just in case anyone didn't know that my birthday was December 3rd. But December 3rd is the day that I was born. So 3rd of December is my birthday. Just saying, December 3rd. Nice. So if anyone wants to just say. Yeah. Anyway, that's enough of that. We are wrapping things up. Thank you, everyone that has joined us over the last hour and a half now for the scoop. There's still 21 of you here, so you're all beautiful people. Don't go anywhere, though, because we are wrapping things up for our content today. What we are going to do, though, is drop a raid on someone that is absolutely beautiful. We don't know who it is yet. We're going to find it out. But whose is after yours, Graham? Bibby's.
Mine?
Yeah.
Yep.
There's no one else, is there?
9th of December.
Yeah, 3rd of December to 9th of December. I can't. Is the summit safe?
Yeah, why is Show always on the end of our jokes? You know what I mean? It's always the.
Because he's in our stream and shows like we're always on the end of the jokes when we're in his stream as well. So it's just that mutually assured destruction that we bring to each other in a safe bromancy environment. Obviously, it's fine. Show's birthday is after mine, by the way. If you haven't checked out Show, do go click on his name and hit the follow button. Just so that you can also get grief when you're in his streams too, like we do. Like I jumped in the other day to play some marbles, and he was hoping I got no points. Although second place,
Ended up winning it.
No, I would have done. I quit, like thinking he was going to go on for ages, and then he only played 2 more games afterwards. But because I'd quit, I missed one, and he was like, "Okay, last game." I was like, "Oh, go on, then I'm here now. I might as well do it." If I'd have taken part in that game before, I'd have probably won. I played like 5 or 6 games less than the person that won it, and was like 1 point behind. Heartbroken. But yeah, check out Show. Shaw says, love you, assholes. Love you too, mate. Yeah, so we are going to drop a raid on someone that is live, one of our friends. Usually not a massive channel, so we can give some support to someone that, do you know what, needs it, because it's quite hard to get discovered on Twitch. So we pass on the love whenever we can to someone that deserves the love. Do stick around for that. Not only do you give someone some love and help make their day, but you get sprinkles, which are our channel points, and they're kind of like down there ish. They are our channel points. You can do everything from making me sit up straight, which I never do, through to getting a gifted sub to the channel if you stick around for long enough, and plus some other bits that are in and amongst there. Feel free to stick around for the raid. You get the sprinkles, make someone's day, and you just be a lovely person. Before any of that happens, though, Mr. Bibb, is there anything you'd like to add?
Yes, don't forget that we do still have 2 streams available this weekend. Graham will be playing PUBG, I imagine, tomorrow at 10 a.m.-ish. Yeah, and then I will be going live on Sunday as well with Back for Blood. I have already roped in Show if he's up and available, so me and Show will be going through Back for Blood. We still have 2 positions available. I'm sure Fixer said that he wanted in as well, so there could just be 1. But again, the only way that, obviously, if you are there first, then you're going to have the position. It's not open for everybody else. So guaranteed at this moment in time is me and Show if he can get up. Yeah. But anyway, that is the last episode of The Scoop this week. We have 5 more next week, so if you want to help shape them shows, there's 2 ways you can do so. First of all, find us on Show. Find us on social media. It's at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms. And if you're watching this in any of our on-demand services, which I know you guys are, because I've been looking. Woo, boy, have I been looking.
100,000 of the bad boys. Ooh. And girls.
Go into the description below. Imagine if just one of you guys, the 100,000 people that have been watching our content, go into the description below and just follow all of our socials. Get involved with our Discord. We'll be 100k in no time. But continue to do that because obviously we need you to help shape our shows. So if you want to get into our Discord, give us a URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will be at what time on Monday? Mr. Graham Day.
On Monday, we're going to be going live like we do every day, like we did today at 10 a.m. Ish, just a little bit ish. We went live. It was like 4:30 in the afternoon or whatever by the time we went live today. It's just not even that time now, but that's what it feels like. We go live at 10 a.m. ish. We aim to go live at 10 a.m, but we do work stuff. So some days it's 10 a.m, it's never 10 a.m. Some days it's 10:30 a.m. Some days it's 11 a.m. Some days it's 12:30, like it was today. It's just the work comes first. But that means the fact that 161 subscribers on the channel. It was actually 167 a little while ago. So you know, that's just the forward dry reality of Twitch. But 167 people, or whatever it was earlier on, 162 it was. Do you know? Anyway, numbers. You guys all stick around, even though we don't have a consistent schedule. We aim for 10 a.m. It's not quite 10 a.m. But the fact that you guys are here anyway, the fact that you guys support, the fact that you guys have pushed us to 100,000 downloads of The Scoop in the 2 years that we've been doing this is ridiculous because it's not consistent. If we had consistency, this would probably be even bigger. But we've still got a monumental number despite having to do this in a real-world environment. We can't be consistent because of the work, and that makes everything that you guys do for us, every view, every like, every follow, everyone that goes across to another stream with a raid is exceptional because you do it without the level of consistency that a full-time stream, and we fully acknowledge, understand, and appreciate you guys for doing that. It's incredible. Genuinely is. Speaking of being incredible, and jumping along to another stream, though, we are going to disappear now. We're just going to leave you with that little bit of love. Have yourselves a fantastic day. Stick around for the raid, and make sure you guys stay frosty. Yeah.